This blog was getting 0 page views at the beginning of the year, and 12 months later was getting over 100,000 page views and earning $3,000 a month. And this blog was getting over 100 page views at the beginning of the year, and 12 months later is now getting less than 50 page views per month. So what gives? Why did one do much better than the other? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you some SEO warning signs that you are going to want to know in order to make sure that your site continues to grow in its traffic in 2023. Let's grow. What's up? My name is Chris and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here, we talk about building passive income streams that work for you so you don't have to. So if you want help to build those streams, consider subscribing. Also, before we get started, be sure to check the first link down in the description for my #1 way for making passive income online, and let's get into the video. So the number 6 thing that I want you to keep an eye on is algorithm updates and why you should ignore them. All right, that's a little controversial, but I'm going to explain to you why. Algorithm updates, for those of you who may not be aware, is when search engines like Google kind of mess with the way that websites show up on the first page, which can literally hurt or help your site. So one thing that I have noticed with a lot of these algorithm updates that especially has been hitting in recent months is the fact that they are knocking down sites that were artificially propped up to begin with. So imagine you are throwing a paper plane with the wind. The wind is going to help you go a lot further and a lot faster than you would have gone on your own. But then all of a sudden that wind can immediately shift and now your plane just hits the ground. And the big reason for that is because whatever wind Google is using to artificially prop up these sites, if they find something that they don't like, they're going to take away those props and the site's going to come plummeting down. And usually the knee-jerk reaction to most of these updates is anger, because we're like, we put so much work and so much effort into these websites just to have it completely ripped from under us. But the best way to mow through these algorithm updates is just to ignore them. As long as you are doing what Google wants you to do, you are working within the confines of how they want you to create your content, then you're going to be fine long term. Just like any stock that you might be following in the stock market, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, especially when you are looking at them from the day-to-day perspectives. But that's not what we want to do. Let's look at it from a monthly perspective, a yearly perspective, and then we'll see that over time, the site is probably going to end up doing better as long as we continue feeding the beast that is Google and doing what they want us to do. So be careful and stay away from a lot of these Facebook groups, because when these updates happen, everyone is just going to be posting because, misery loves company, right? So they're going to be posting all of these different graphs about how their sites got completely demolished or this, that, and the other. But just ignore that and continue growing your site, building up content that Google wants you to put on the front page. Remember that the purpose of these algorithm updates is to make Google better. Google has been doing nothing but doing updates over the last 10 or so years, but because of that, the internet has become a better place because of it. So instead of complaining, let's ignore these algorithm updates, work with what Google wants us to do, and continue pushing forward. The number 5 warning sign is bad articles, but more specifically, bad keyword research with these articles. I can't tell you how many times I've been looking at someone's website and they're asking me why they're not getting any traffic, and the first thing I go to is their keywords on their articles and how they're never going to be found on Google based on the way that they created them. Remember, Google is a search engine. People use it to find answers to questions. So the best thing you can do is to create content answering specific questions in whatever space or niche you happen to be in. And the best way to do this is to use good old-fashioned search engine optimization, or SEO. You don't need any fancy tools or anything to tell you what Google wants on the front page. You can usually use Google themselves using what's called the alphabet technique to figure out what's out there, what's being underserved, as in there's no article on the internet about it, most likely at all, and you can create content that's going to rank relatively quickly, even for a brand new site. If you do like to use fancy tools, one of the ones that I like to use the most is Keyword Chef. It does a great job at finding low competition keywords in almost any niche that you have to put in there. And in fact, if you use the link down in the description, you'll get 1,000 free credits just for giving it a try. And just a heads up, be sure to stay tuned for the second to last one on this list, because I have a new tool that I'm using that has literally doubled the amount of clicks that goes to my affiliate offers. You're going to want to see it. The number 4 warning sign that you need to absolutely know about is not to ignore backlinks. Hey, I know we're on YouTube. I know it's popular to go out there and be like, you know what, you don't need to do backlinks at all. And I'm going to be honest, a few years ago, I was in that same boat. But what I've noticed is that ignoring backlinks completely may not hurt you in the short term, but it definitely will hurt you in the long term. You have to look at it this way. Keywords are like buried treasure. It is the the keys to the kingdom. You have to literally dig down deep to find some really good keywords that are going to bring traffic and revenue, and probably a lot of revenue to your sites if you can find the right ones. But after you have established your site, meaning you have at least a few articles out there already, if you start to just completely ignore what backlinks can do for you, you're leaving your treasure out in the open for anyone to find. Getting links to your site and to your individual articles are going to help build like a massive electric fence around these keywords so that when other people find it doing their research, they're going to be a little more hesitant to go after it if that fence is just too high. But if you have no fence, you're just going to be easy pickings for anyone that comes along. One of the best ways that I have found to get good backlinks is just to promote your site and be active in the community in which your site happens to be about. So for example, I have a golf site and I'm active on golf forums, and I try to share as much as I can without being spammy, by the way, but share as much as I can and hopefully get some backlinks to my site. That way, working with other people who are in my niche who also own other types of sites like that, and then not necessarily doing link exchanges, but being able to do a guest post here and just create the relationships. This is the hard part of SEO that a lot of people ignore, but if you actually do it, you're going to be miles ahead of a lot of people who are just not doing any backlinking at all. The number 3 thing not to ignore is user experience. And when I say user experience, I mean, what is the experience of someone who lands on your website? Regardless, just be sure to have your website connected to a service called Google Analytics. This is going to help you get all of the information that you need in terms of where people are coming from and what they are doing when they actually get to your site. Once you get it connected, here are a few metrics I want you to be aware of. Number 1 is the average time on page. How long are people spending on your individual pages? Are they there for like half a second and splitting, or are they there for a few minutes actually reading the article that you happen to have? Now, one metric that I want you to completely ignore is bounce rate. Bounce rate is one of these analytics that for some reason is super important and super high on everyone's radar. But I'm telling you right now, just ignore it. Remember that there are some pages on your site where the whole point is just for them to land there and click on an affiliate link and split from your site. So I don't care if my bounce rate is 95, 100%. If people are clicking on the links that I'm putting in the article, then it doesn't matter. Another metric that you simply cannot ignore is events in Google Analytics. This is going to tell you where people are clicking and leaving your website for whatever reason. But the reason that we are going to want to concentrate on is the one that people are leaving to look at our affiliate offers, or maybe even Amazon. When people click and leave and go to Amazon based on the number of people who are getting on that page individually, then we'll know how many people land versus how many people click on the affiliate offers. This information is super important because now we can further optimize those pages to try to grow the number of clicks that go to the affiliate offers. As a bonus, one more metric that I want to make sure that you pay attention to is RPM, or the revenue per milli, or the revenue per 1,000 people who land on your site. I want you to go to whatever ad network you happen to be using, whether it's Ezoic, Mediavine, or even AdThrive, and figure out what types of articles are paying you the most per number of impressions on the page. Look at those articles and see what do they have in common. Are they review articles? Are they talking about a particular topic like insurance or loans or something like that? And they're getting paid a high RPM from ads. You want to go out there and start looking for more content like that so that you can get higher paying articles on your site. The number 2 warning that's going to keep your site from growing if you do not pay attention to it is CRO, or conversion rate optimization. We briefly touched on it before, but conversion rate optimization is just you trying to optimize an article to get the most amount of click-throughs to your affiliate offers. So once you have a few articles that's getting traffic to your site, figure out where your affiliate links are and how many clicks they are getting to the affiliate offers themselves. From there, just ask yourself very simple questions, like what can I do to increase the number of clicks to the affiliate offer? One thing that I like to do is to be absolutely sure that you include a call to action, what's called above the fold, one of the first things that you see. I like to say stuff like, spoiler alert, this product is great, click here to go buy it. Sometimes people just need that little bit of assurance that they're not getting something that they don't want to get, and they will click on it and go buy the product. But also include calls to actions in the middle of your page, at the bottom of your page, especially in the conclusion. Do not just say, it depends at the end of your conclusion. Actually have a definitive answer and tell people, go click on this right now and go buy it. It's a great product. A ninja trick that I have been using for this as well is using contextual links, meaning actually make the words in your paragraph the affiliate link. And to really make this as much as you possibly can, getting as many people to click on it as possible, just be absolutely sure to let people know what they are clicking on when they click on that link. So don't just have the link in the paragraph itself, also put in the paragraph, click here to go check out the latest prices on whatever site you're going to be sending them. By giving people that reassurance, it increases the chances that they are going to actually click and follow through. And then a huge hack that I have been using recently is a new tool that I've just fallen in love with, and it's called Affiliatable. One thing that can be particularly difficult to do in WordPress is building up affiliate tables, or tables where people can easily scan the information and make a decision to click and go buy something on Amazon or any other affiliate product we happen to have. But Affiliatable makes this extremely simple, where you can build it on their website, literally copy and paste the code onto your site and get these beautiful looking tables without having to really do any work at all. And yes, they look good, not just on desktop, but on mobile as well. So I'll be sure to leave a link down in the description so that you can give Affiliatable a try and let me know what you think about it. Now, the number one warning that I want to make sure that you absolutely are aware of is not to waste money on huge, expensive SEO tools. There is a ton of free tools that are out there, and if you go check out the video right there, I go into extreme detail where I show you the best SEO tools that you can use that are completely free.